Welcome, everybody, to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. What's on the appetizer today? Hideo Kojima has pissed off a lot of people. All right, under the Xbox Bethesda showcase, Hideo Kojima popped up a little video to announce that he was working on an Xbox game with their cloud technology. He's been wanting to do for a while, apparently. And, well, needless to say, a bunch of people got their little buttholes hurt. And we are going to discuss it. Kojima Productions, after the announcement of our partnership with Microsoft using cloud technology, many people have asked us about our collaboration with Sony Entertainment. Please be assured that we continue to have a very good partnership with PlayStation as well. Kojima Productions goes on to say, as an independent creative, let's point out the word independent, creative studio, Kojima Productions will continue pursuing work on creations for our fans. We will explore various possibilities with games, movies, music through platforms that evolve with time and technology. We look forward to your continued support. And that still pissed people off. So, I don't even know where to begin, so I'm going to let Pat begin. Pat, how do you feel about the Sony Ponies and Xbox just going nuts on this?
They all need to get a life, both sides of the realm, in my opinion. It's what it is. It's Kojima. He's independent. He does what he wants to do now that he's independent, right? He's no longer attached to Konami, so he doesn't have to follow any Konami rules. He gets to do what he wants to do. And just leave the guy alone. I mean, if he wants to he's making a game for PlayStation and he's making a game for Xbox. I wish they would just say, we're making a game for Xbox and PlayStation and just be done with the whole thing. But, he's got contracts he's got to abide by and things like that. And, I'm sure that if you tell a developer that you're going to make it exclusive, you get a little bit more benefits, right? More money, who knows what they're going to give you. Because you've basically pigeonholed your reach, right? If you stick with one console or the other, you cut off a chunk of the gaming industry, right? I mean, and not to mention, Kojima's been around forever. He's been making games since before Sony, PlayStation, or Microsoft Xbox was in existence. So, it's just kind of funny when you look through all this, when you read through this and you're just like, wow, there is a bunch of racist, a bunch of sad individuals out there that comment on this stuff, and Kojima's just stuck in the middle. He's just trying to make games. That's all he wants to do is make games that people like to play, and instead people are just being a-holes about all of it and douchebags and non-civil people. It's,
don't forget all the racist crap.
There's so much racist and just people being jerk-offs on the internet, which is what it is in general. But, I won't steal all the thunder. I'll let Nick get some jabs in here, too. But just remember, everybody, Kojima started with Microsoft because Konami did. Because Konami made games for the MSX system, PC, which was Microsoft systems. All right, Nick, what about you, man?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, these people need to get a life. I mean, it's, like you said, he's an independent developer now, right? So he can make games for whatever platform he wants to make games on, right? Whether that be Sony or that be Microsoft, or if he wants to make games on Google Stadia, he could, right? And these fanboys, there's a petition out there that someone put out there to cancel the Kojima Xbox exclusive game, and on there's a bunch of comments and stuff like that. And like Shane was saying, the stuff in there is like, it's just a console war, a bunch of racist stuff. I mean, it's crazy what people are saying in there. And it's like, if you don't, with all this, all these comments in here and some very racist comments toward Kojima, it's like, then that just tells me that you don't like Kojima as a developer. You just want him to stick with your console because that makes you superior in some way, right? Or feel superior in some way, right? That he's making games for your console of choice. And the fact that he's making games for other things and not your console, now he's, betrayed you in some way. You don't own him. He doesn't work for you. Okay, he can make games wherever he wants to, and if you like him as a developer, I love Kojima's developer. Not all of his games are great. Okay, I'm going to put that out there. So everybody that thinks they are, they're not. Some of them are not as good as others. But I do like his games overall. And I don't care where he develops games for. Let the man do whatever he wants to. Because wherever it's going to come to, I'm going to play it and check it out, right? Whether it be PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, doesn't matter where it goes. And that's what these people need to understand is, again, he's independent developer. Like Pat said, he's no longer under Konami's rule, right? And Konami when he was with Konami, a lot of people say, well, Metal Gear is a PlayStation, but you got to think about it. It wasn't him and PlayStation making that deal together. It was Konami and Sony making that deal together, right? And Konami saying your games are going to go to X, Y, and Z platforms. And you got to remember as well, a lot of people associate Metal Gear with the PlayStation, and that's where it came out first. But Metal Gear is on Xbox and is on GameCube. It came to all these other platforms. So it wasn't just exclusive. Now, a lot of them were, like a lot of the Metal Gears were exclusive to the Sony system, but not every single Metal Gear was. So even the last one he did, Metal Gear 5 and Ground Zero, were on Xbox and day and date on both systems, I believe. And then that really crappy one Konami did without him was on everything as well. But the point is Konami can decide where he wants to make a game, right? He's became an independent studio. More than likely, he has a good relationship with Sony, and more than likely he became independent. That's probably where he went, or Sony approached him first off and offered him a deal that he didn't want to, get out of, right? He says like, yeah, that's a good deal. I'm independent now. I don't really have the funds to fund my own game necessarily. He's not like, I doubt he's a multimillionaire, right? So he probably doesn't have enough money to fund his own games. So having someone come in like Sony and do that, now was looking for a game to utilize the cloud-based system, and who has one of the most robust cloud environments out there is Microsoft with their Azure. Even Sony's using their Azure system. So, of course, if he wants to make a cloud-based game, that makes sense to go there. Either that or Google. And you want to put your game on Stadia? Sure, go for it. But I don't know. I think Stadia is pretty much dead in the water. But what do you think, Shane?
It's sad. Hideo Kojima has been making awesome games and so games forever and a day. And like Nick said, he is no longer having to abide by Konami. So why can't he have his freedom? He is not some slave that went to work on another farm. He is an independent person. He can make these decisions. If you don't like him, you don't like him. Your little feelings got hurt. I'm sorry. But guess what? He has the right to make a game for whatever console he wants, or all consoles, or no damn consoles. He could put it on the freaking GameCube again. I don't care. That's his choice. Now, we were talking about the comments that we saw, and there was a lot of racist ones. One of them, I believe I can say the word Jap, as he was called, and that person is just pathetic and disgusting, and he is what's wrong with society. That is uncalled for this situation. This is a game. It's not like he betrayed the country. It's not like he stole nuclear launch codes and bombed us. He's putting a game out on a different platform you disagree with. And for people to be acting this way is sad and pathetic. We are fortunate enough to have been able to acquire PlayStation 5s and Xboxes. And some people can't. And there was a lot of comments about, oh, you're too poor to afford them all. Well, guess what? Some people are. I really shouldn't have bought the PS5 when I did, because there wasn't squat out on it, but I did because I'm a gamer. I worked hard for it, saved up, and I begged my wife. So there you go. But if I had to choose, I would pick my console. And if I couldn't play Kojima's game, guess what? I didn't play it. Big damn deal. I would have got to it eventually. They would have either ported it over to to the Xbox sooner or later, or the PlayStation, or vice versa, or I would end up getting that console that it is on at some point. I still haven't played Death Stranding. When it came out, I didn't have my PS5 yet, and I still haven't played it. I want to, but I'm still waiting for Nick to let me borrow it. So this is a game, people. And the way this is being treated by some groups of people is just unreal. It's unfathomable to me that people can be this disgusted. But it's sad that it's that way of the world anymore. It seems like it's either you're with me or go fuck off. Pardon my language, but that's just the way the world is becoming, and it's wrong. You have the right to your opinion. Me and Pat don't agree on everything. Me and Nick don't agree on everything. The things we don't agree on, we can either talk about them and still have civil discourse, or we don't talk about them. Plain and simple. And if you don't like the decision that Kojima made without even trying to understand his reasoning on it, that's you. That's your fault. And boo-hoo, suck it up, Buttercup. Plain simple. I'm not trying to make anybody mad, but that's just the way the world works. He probably got a good partnership with Microsoft for what he's trying to do. Let him do it. It may end up getting over to PlayStation at some point. I don't know. You don't know. Quit being whiny.
Yeah, I cannot believe the petition in general. Everybody, there's so many people on there that are like, Kojima ruined my life. I trusted him to remain loyal to Sony. Kojima's a person. He has no loyalties to a company. Nobody has loyalties to a company. You should not have loyalties to a company. The company doesn't care about you. You're a consumer. You're a dollar in their bucket. That's all they care about. And everybody's like, we shouldn't let it develop or grow to an inferior corporate brand. You said it right there. It's a corporate brand. They don't care about you as a gamer. As much as we say Phil has done great for the gaming industry, in the bottom line, Microsoft doesn't give two shits about you. As long as you give them their money, that's all they care about, right? If people weren't buying their products, Microsoft as gaming company would go away. Same thing with Sony's gaming arm. If you didn't give Sony their money, they'd go away. They don't care about you as an individual. They want you to pay. They look at you as wallets. That's all they look at you as. How do I get that money from that consumer? And Kojima is playing the game. He is making money and being able to do the things that he wants to do, whether that's making a game for Xbox, making a game for PlayStation. He just wants to make a damn game. And I cannot believe how butthurt both sides are. Like, the people on the Xbox sides are being douchebags by just railing on people that are they're calling them losers because they can't afford an Xbox or whatever. So that's stupid. Play what you want on what you want, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But yet again, don't harp on somebody because of what they play on. Harp on the people that's making the games if they make a bad game. You're allowed to complain about a game, but you shouldn't be complaining about the people on the other end that are also playing the game, that are just, telling Kojima he's ruined your life. Come on, seriously. You had no life to begin with if him going to Microsoft is going to ruin your life. Sorry, but if I don't get it, It's not like Kojima is your best friend and you guys work together at Sony and he left you behind. Then you might be able to complain and call him a traitor and call him some names, but it's all in good friend ribbing because he's your friend. But to just say he's ruined your life, I mean, that sounds like a very toxic relationship to me. You're that clingy girlfriend or boyfriend, and Kojima's trying to go out the door, and all they want to do is cry and say, "Don't leave, Daddy.
I love you. You hate me. I hate you. Take me back."
I don't understand how people like this exist on, like I said, both sides of the fence.
They exist in their mom's basements till they're 40 because
I don't know, man.
They have no lives.
There is something to be said. I mean, there's enough people in here. Like, a lot of people are signing the petition just because they're making a joke about it. But I mean, he's got like 1,800 plus signatures on this stupid thing. And I'm like, do that many people really feel that he's betrayed them? I mean, how is it a betrayal? He owes nobody nothing. He owes Sony nothing. He owes Microsoft nothing. If he makes a game for them, they owe him something. They owe him some money. But I don't know. It's mind-boggling, is what it is.
Yeah, it's not like in his first video game ever, the terms of service said, "I will only make PlayStation games, and you will only play PlayStation games." Pretty sure that didn't happen. And Pat's right; he don't owe you nothing. If you feel it ruined your life, you really need help, and that's a genuine concern. Because if you think that a man like this, who in Kojima seems like one of those people who truly, like Pat said, wants to make games. That's it. I don't think he has any ill profitable intent about it. I think he's one of those artistic people that wants to make games. That's it. And, that works for Microsoft. That works for Sony. They got a guy who wants to make games.
It worked for Nintendo when he was making NES games, Game Boy games, 3DO games. It worked for all them, then the only reason that he's really the main reason why some of his games came out is because they were being made for the 3DO, and the PlayStation came out and the 3DO went belly up, and they were like, well, we're now developing this game for the PlayStation instead of 3DO, So how those 3DO people felt back in the day? Did they feel betrayed?
Yes, probably. I'm still reeling over it.
They just couldn't put a petition in.
Right. There was no change.org petition back then.
It was on paper. I'm still waiting for it to get to me in the mail.
It was in the newspaper.
You had to clip it out, solve the puzzle, and then mail it in.
Right. And here's another thing that these people got to think about too. Luckily in the gaming community, the amount of gamers that are out there, I mean, there is a lot of people in the petition, but it's still a small margin compared to the amount of gamers out there. But here's the other thing that these people have to think about. If there was enough backlash and enough pestering of Kojima regarding this whole moving or making a game for Xbox, right? That might convince that wouldn't, in their minds, they're thinking, well, that convinces them to stop doing this and make a game for PlayStation. What you probably would convince them more than likely is to stop making games altogether.
Or at least altogether for the console that you're crying about. And,
I
that
think
goes
they would
for
just
both
be
of
happy
them.
if he didn't make a single game. If he was going to go to
I think
Microsoft,
that's
I'd probably
right.
be happy if he didn't make
It's
a single
my
game.
way or no way.
They're insane.
Yeah,
Right.
It's my way or no way, and that's the destruction of society right now.
And here's the thing: is I myself am not beholden to any one company. I don't put all my faith in Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo. I don't put all my faith in them. I play all of them because I'm like, I want to play that game, and dang it, it's an exclusive. So I guess I'm going here to play it. And that's the whole reason why I own this stuff, is because I really want to play X, and X happens to be either here, there, or everywhere. So that's where I'm at. I mean, I don't get it. In my opinion, why don't you release something that's going to be everywhere? But, I understand exclusivities and things like that. That's how the worlds work. And if I want to play that game, that means I got to follow wherever that developer decided to release that game. If I can't afford it, it sucks. I hate it. But that person owes me nothing. That game company owes me nothing. If I want to play their stuff, I have to play by the rules, which is get a console, or I'm going to go to a friend's house that's got it and play it, right?
Right. And you look at here's a good example of why developers, and these companies, right, make Microsoft and Xbox, or Microsoft and Sony and stuff like that, make these games. And you're exactly right. It's just for profit, right? It's to make money. Why do you think they're making Last of Us remake? Right? Because they know people are going to go out and it's going to sell like hotcakes. They're selling it for $70. Just a remake of the game that got remade already. But, and if they didn't make it because they're like, oh, well, people will really love this. They're doing it because they know it's going to sell. Right. And that's the whole reason why Microsoft and Sony make decisions and also make these games that we do love, but they have them in certain, or these developers out there make certain games for certain audiences or certain platforms and various things like that. And it's all about money. Right. At the end of the day, it's all about money. The only ones that you're going to find out there that are doing it for the love of making a game to give to the players as like look what I made and look how awesome this is and this is for you type of thing is indie developers, right? That's about as close as you're going to get to someone who's not, they're still looking for a profit, but they're not doing it for profit purposes. But these big corporations like Microsoft and like Sony are doing it for that. In this case, for Kojima, you're right. A multi-platform release makes the most sense as far as an independent studio goes. But if someone comes up to you, in this case, when Kojima first came out with as an independent developer, more than likely Sony approached him and gave him a big bag of cash to make Death Stranding for their system. And in this case, I don't know if Microsoft approached him, probably, right? Because Microsoft's been trying to get some more Japanese developers into their pocket. So they probably approached Kojima and said, here's a bundle of money. And Kojima said, great. Right. I mean, because at the end of the day, that's what he's looking for. I do think he has that passion for making games and wants to make great games. But ultimately, he has an independent studio that he has to keep afloat. And whoever's going to put out the cash for that, that's where he's going to go. Right. He's not going to say, oh, I'm sorry, Microsoft, I can't take those millions. I got to make a game for Sony. I'm they're my people are there. Right. No, he's not going to do that. Now, I think he is making Death Stranding 2, or at least we think so. That's what Norman Reedus kind of hinted at. Right. And Kojima didn't really shoot that down. But Sony does own the rights to Death Stranding. Right. So that is a Sony property. They did publish it, so they own the rights to it. So any Death Stranding games are going to be Sony games only. Right. And PC, of course, because I think they put the first Death Stranding on PC. So, and Sony's been doing that more. Right. I mean, these people out there that are crying wolf on here and like, oh, Sony this, Sony that. Look at what Sony's been doing, though. They're putting a lot of their games on PC because they found out that, hey, we can stick our games on PC and make a lot of money, right? So
after
a lot
they
of their
said they
exclusives are
wouldn't,
going that way.
they said they would not be doing that. And what is this, 2 years later? Yeah, you know what? I can make a few bucks off of this.
Yep.
Bunch of the comments that I saw were also regarding, oh, he's just going where the money is and he shouldn't sell out. Why do you think he went to Sony? That's where the money was. He's got to go where the money is. Like Nick was pointing out, he's got people to take care of. He's got designers that he has to pay. Those people have families. If the deal works out best with Microsoft this time, then let it work out. It's a game. A game is being made that's going to benefit gamers, all gamers. Even if you can't play it, it's going to be a new game for other players, which is going to inspire other people. New games will be designed, with ideals from it. Shut up. Just shut your dirty, whiny mouth.
It's so bad,
And I'm whining, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's so bad. Everybody is like hating on like Phil Spencer and they don't know these people. That's the bad thing. I don't know Phil Spencer. I don't know Kojima personally. So why would you attack them on a personal level, at that type of thing? I'm like, I don't get that. Attack them on a personal level anyway is ridiculous to begin with, even if you know them, but everybody is like, well, he's a sellout. He's a sellout. I'm sorry. But if Sony or Microsoft came to you, anybody in this entire damn world would lie their ass off if Sony or Microsoft came to them and said, I'll give you $1 million to develop me something. You'd sell out in a heartbeat. I don't give a shit. You're lying through your damn teeth if you say you wouldn't sell out.
Close on or close off.
Yeah,
which one
exactly.
is it? I don't care.
If another company came to me and said, hey, I'm going to give you $10 million to come work for me instead of where you're working now, I'm going to say, see ya. I mean, I like what I do now, but it doesn't mean that I don't owe them anything. I'm trying to make a living for myself, doing right by me, my family, and those I'm supporting and taking care of. You're damn right I'm going to sell out. I mean, anybody in this world would sell out for the right amount of money. So if you're harping on him for selling
out though,
I don't care what you call it. It's selling out. It's going where the money is. It's going whatever it is. It's all the same thing. If you're saying he's going where the money is, he's selling out, he's turned
care of his
Xbot, he's taking care of his family. It's all the same thing because you're going to where you need to make the money and what's do. If I can get something to make my life easier, you're damn straight I'm going to do it. Anybody would. And if you're calling somebody a sellout, you're just a hater because you wish you could sell out.
Yeah, to me, a sellout would have been him firing his entire development company and going to work for Sony, permanent. Just that's a sellout. But he's not firing anybody. He's not hurting anybody. He's doing what he said he was going to do when he left Konami. When that relationship ended, he said he was independent. Independence means he goes where he wants to go. So, my God.
He should have went to work for Sony then. If all these people were there, they should have got with Sony and told Sony, hey, you guys need to hire Kojima. Kojima, I don't know. Kojima may have sold out depending on how much money that Sony could have offered him. But I mean, everybody's got that number or whatever, So I don't know. I think we're just going to beat this dead horse and all the people out there that are complaining. So.
Yep. My magic number is 20% more and 2 cheeseburgers. So I'm just
with
kidding. 15% will be fine. All right. But this is a touchy subject. I get angry about this kind of stuff. We all do. And I'm pretty sure most of our listeners do. So let us know what you think. Do you really think this is a sellout thing to have done? Do you think Kojima deserves any of this backlash that he's getting? Let us know in the comments. Tell us your thoughts on it. I mean, if you do think it, give us your reasoning why. Don't give us race. Don't give us, any hate. Just give us honest, smart, decent reasons. I would like to hear some solid ones, honestly. But do you guys have anything else? All right. So we've pretty much defended Kojima the best we can. Now it's up to you guys. So don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe. Don't forget the notifications. We're always popping videos out. Please tell your friends and all your other gaming buddies about us, and we will see you later. See ya.